to WRC, the magazine. The World Rally Championship is back, and 2014 promises to be the best for over a decade. There's plenty to get excited about as we look ahead to 2014. New teams, new drivers, and new rallies. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll bring you right up to date with all the changes, who's driving for who, and of course celebrate the return of Hyundai.
Of course, this will be a really important moment for Hyundai Motorsport.
We'll give you the lowdown on what the teams have been up to in the off-season. And of course, we begin our countdown to round one from Monte Carlo by looking in depth at this year's rally. But first, let's take a look at what lies ahead this year. The season kicks off in Monte Carlo before heading to the snow of Sweden, the place where Sebastian Ogier took his first victory for Volkswagen in 2013. The mountains of Mexico provide the backdrop for round 3 in the first gravel event of the year, before we head to Portugal's Algarve coastline, leaving the snow and altitude behind. A further 4 gravel rallies follow as the WRC returns to Argentina and Sardinia, with the championship making a return to Poland. After the success of 2009, and add local star Robert Kubica to the mix, and this will undoubtedly be a highlight of the season. Next up, the home of rallying. The forests of Finland provide the thrill fest for round 9. Germany brings about the first tarmac event of the year, which saw Danny Sordo take his first WRC career victory in 2013 for Citroën. Australia, France and Spain follow before the traditional end to the season, where Wales Rally GB will bring the curtain down on this year's series. So that's where the WRC is taking us this year. It promises to throw up plenty of surprises. We now have 4 full-time manufacturers competing on the stages, and the newest comes in a very exciting Hyundai-shaped package. Hyundai first appeared on the WRC scene in 1998, running in the Formula 2 class, before officially joining the World Rally Championship in 2000 with the Accent WRC. The car proved quick, but budgetary constraints meant after 3 years and a best place finish of 4th overall, Hyundai left the championship to regroup and reassess its global motorsport activities. 10 years later, the South Korean motor manufacturer officially unveiled the 2014 Hyundai i20 WRC contender at their European motorsport headquarters. The firm returned with a fresher and more credible challenge for the WRC crown, and while the new car stole the show, the team took the opportunity to publicly announce their driver lineup for this year. 2 cars will be present at every event, with Finland's Juho Hänninen, Spain's Danny Sordo and Australia's Chris Atkinson sharing the second car, while 2013 championship runner-up Thierry Neuville leads the team, competing on every rally this year.
I decided to join Hyundai Motorsport because it's a perfect fit for me at this stage in my career. It's young and ambitious, and I always wanted to lead a manufacturer team, and this is a great opportunity for me now. We are really happy with the work the team has done so far, and yeah, we can see as well that the motivation is very high, and yeah, the ambition is very high as well.
After 10 years off the stages, the Hyundai Shell World Rally team re-enter the WRC with one goal, and that is to win World Championships. However, with a lack of on-event experience, the team remain grounded in their visions for 2014.
We have to get the experience and to get all the knowledge of the championship. All the mechanics has really done a good job, the engineers as well, and it was really a good work, let's say, for the team in order to bring this car from, let's say, engineering to the road. 2014 for us will be the year to learn the car and to continue to develop the car. And well, anyway, as we know, even if you do a lot of tests, it's okay, a good thing to develop a car, but everybody knows that the best way to go ahead and develop a car is to practice. And this is what we will do in 2014. Do, let's say, the development of the car and at the same time we are practicing in rally.
Obviously the goals for 2014 is to get as much kilometers as possible, to gain as much experience as possible for the team as well, and try to get all the two cars on every rally at the finish.
While keen to emphasise that this year is a learning phase only, the Korean manufacturer has conducted an extensive testing programme. On paper, the i20 WRC is a well-developed car, and all the early signs are positive on the final run-up to Monte Carlo.
During the 2013 season, we have done 14 tests in 4 different countries in different conditions. Our 3 test drivers did a fantastic work. They have been finding small things on the car which had a big influence on the performance and on the reliability of the car. We did 6,900 kilometers from May to November, so I think we could be quite happy about the season we have been doing. The tests were really a good practice for the whole team.
Danny Sordo will line up alongside Thierry Neuville in Monte Carlo, and with 6 Monte starts under his belt, 3 of which culminated in podiums, the team are looking to the Spaniard to bring home a strong result.
I have a lot of experience in this rally, so I think we can help. But it will be an emotional moment for everybody, because everybody in the team is working really hard for being in the start of Monte Carlo Rally.
Welcome back to WRC the magazine as we look ahead to this 2014 season. Still to come, we hear from the world champions Volkswagen Motorsport, joining them behind the scenes in preparation for round 1. And of course, everything you need to know about this year's 2014 opener, Rally Monte Carlo. But first, the Citroën Total Abu Dhabi World Rally team have dominated the sport for the last decade and returned this year with a very different strategy. After 8 manufacturers and 9 consecutive drivers' titles, the arrival of Volkswagen in 2013 brought Citroën's flight of success rapidly back down to earth. It's brought about big and exciting changes at the French marque, not least the driver lineup. Northern Ireland's Chris Meek and Norway's Mads Østberg were announced to the international press as piloting this year's DS3 at the official launch of Citroën's 2014 motorsport programme in December.
Immediately you feel so welcome and so good taken care of, so I felt very into the family already the first day at the factory, and meet more people and feel even more at home.
Meanwhile, Chris Meek has a long history with the team dating as far back as 2004 and most recently competed in Finland and Australia 2013. He showed magnificent pace only to roll out of both events, and he's under no illusions that the pressure is on this year to perform.
To shorten that learning curve is going to be vital, and I'm really going to have to work hard yeah. But it's a big challenge and one I've been working towards all my career, and I really hope to make the most of it.
For sure it will be a great year for us. The main challenge will be to start with 2 new drivers who don't know the team. It will take some time to create the habits and for them to learn the car. That will be the most difficult, I think, in the beginning of the year. The main aims in the beginning will be to improve our drivers, and we will need some time. But after to win rallies, for sure, Mats in Sweden, it will be the 2nd rally of the year. It's one of the most important rallies for him, and for Chris, he will need some more time But at the end, the idea is to win rallies.
This is the most radical change Citroën has made to its driver lineup since 2003, and Meek and Osberg were straight into pre-season testing to gain valuable seat and setup time in preparation for Monte Carlo.
I'm extremely excited to start the season, and here now on the first test, it's feeling really good. I think both myself and the team wants to win rallies, so that's the sort of the biggest aim we have. But of course we need to get known and familiar with the car and the team, and it might take some rallies to do that. But if we can be comfortable quite quickly, we for sure want to win rallies.
I feel good. I feel in the right place, and yeah, for sure, I just want to make myself worthy of the opportunity, and you know, try to fight for some good results throughout the season. Everyone is well aware I can show some good speed. It's yeah, trying to temper my enthusiasm for setting the times relative to my experience, because I hope to build on 2014 for the future, and yeah, I need to gain experience. So yeah, the most difficult part is trying to temper your speed with gaining experience, and yeah. But as I say, when I know there's a future there, that maybe comes a little bit easier.
Two new drivers, neither with any significant WRC success under their belts. Only time will tell if it's the fresh start the team needs. And it's not just Citroën who's made big changes either. Malcolm Wilson's M Sport team has also made considerable changes heading into 2014. With Osberg moving to Citroën and Thierry Neuville to Hyundai, all of the 2013 Fiesta WRC seats needed filling. The biggest news came in the return of Mikko Hirvonen. After a brief and relatively unsuccessful stint with Citroën, taking only one victory in Sardinia back in 2012, Hirvonen's return to M Sport may just be the boost he needs to get back on top. In any case, during his time at Ford, Hirvonen took 14 victories and 4 championship runner-up spots. Malcolm Wilson is expecting no less this year.
We know that Mikko can be consistent and deliver very, very strong results, and you know, that's something that we need. So we've got a good platform with Mikko. We've got to really get him back onto the top step of the podium again. We didn't win an event in 2013, so I mean the target has to be to try and at least achieve a WRC victory again. He had a really good track record with us, and to be honest, he was a major part of our success in winning the championship in 2006, 2007. 14 of his 15 victories have come with us. He knows exactly what he's coming back to. He knows he's coming back into a family environment, and I think he knows that we will, you know, everybody here will support him.
M Sports have a reputation for recognising and schooling young talent through the ranks of the WRC, and Mikko's teammate this year is 25-year-old Welshman Elfyn Evans. This is a huge career boost for the 2012 WRC Academy champion, and an opportunity he is relishing.
To be lined up in the factory lineup here at M Sports, you know, it's a really fantastic opportunity, and one that we're really looking forward to. In the first half of the year, it's going to be all about learning, and that will continue really throughout the year. You know, we're there to gain experience of both the car, the conditions and the rallies, you know, and that's to best prepare us for future assaults at the World Championship, of course.
The key thing for Elfyn is that he's not going to be under any pressure whatsoever from us to deliver, you know, podium results in the first half of the year or anything like that. And you know, I would be certainly very happy if he could achieve one podium throughout the 2014 season.
Also in a Fiesta WRC car is Formula One Supremo Robert Kubica. After dominating the WRC 2 Series to take championship honours in his debut year, a step up to the WRC seems the only natural progression. The car will be run by M Sports, but under Robert's own team name, the RK M Sports World Rally Team. Welcome back to WRC the magazine and the countdown to round one of the World Rally Championship from Monte Carlo. Hyundai, Citroën and M Sport are well prepared for the year ahead, but all eyes are on one team, the 2013 World Champions, Volkswagen Motorsport. They began their off-season celebrations by attending this year's FIA Awards in Paris and officially received the 2013 Drivers and Constructors Champions trophies. With the celebrations over, it was straight back to work for the German marque, testing for Monte Carlo in the south of France. The unpredictable conditions they experienced late December was perfect practice for round one of the championship. Despite their utter domination of 2013, taking 10 wins from 13 starts, the team are taking nothing for granted and everyone is as hungry as ever to retain both titles, not least drivers' champion Sebastian Ogier and co-driver Julian Ingrassia.
From the hunter, we are now the hunted. I'm quite sure, especially next year, it will be only the second year, and I'm sure that everyone will remain very hungry and do his best to continue the successful story. So I'm really not worried about it. Yeah, we are in good position now, and we have to confirm that this title was not here per hazard or per chance, and that will of course not be easy because new teams are coming, and like it's a good news for the championship. Like Hyundai entering the championship, it's also a big group, and I'm sure that they will do the things properly as well, and it's good for the competition.
We will keep our position, and we will show that yeah, we have done one big step to get it this year, and we will prove that we are champion not for nothing, and we will keep it for next year. And for sure, it will be hard. I mean, you reset everything when you start in Monaco. No more victories for anybody. Everybody is full attack and wants to get the titles. So we are on our cloud for the moment, and we will do everything possible to stay up here.
Undoubtedly, the Volkswagen Sebastian Ogier package is the one to beat, but you'd be a fool to discount Jari Matti Latvala. By his own admission, 2013 was his learning year, and he's now ready to bring the championship fight to Ogier.
Volkswagen has won the manufacturer's title, the Sebastian won the driver's title, so everybody wants to beat us for sure. But I'm also very motivated myself. During the year I have learned a lot, got the good feeling, good confidence with the car. I'm really happy with the car. I like driving the car, I enjoy it. And I'm also already looking forward to next season. And I really hope that it would be the year that I could also start to fight for the Drivers' Championship.
Andreas Mikkelsen returns for a second year to complete Volkswagen's driver lineup. Pre-season favourites? Undoubtedly. But with Neuville and Soro at Hyundai, Meek and Osberg at Citroën, and the return of Hirvonen to M Sport's 2014 title honours is anyone's guess. And so to the first round of the championship, and we head to the jewel in the WRC crown for the 82nd running of Rally Monte Carlo. The event was first run in 1911 and has been amongst the most celebrated triumphs in motorsport ever since. Over the past century, the roar of some of the world's fastest and most iconic rallying machinery have reverberated off the sides of Monte Carlo's mountains.
It's an incredible place to start the WRC season, and it's an event that everybody wants to win because of the prestige of Monte Carlo.
The first rally for Hyundai will be, let's say, a lot of emotion because of all the work which has been done in 2013. It will be the first stage that the High 20 will do. Of course, this will be a really, really important moment for Hyundai Motorsport.
This year sees a substantially different route to the Monte Carlo rally we've become accustomed to. Rallye HQ moves south from its most recent home in Valence to the town of Gap. The event is run over 3 days, starting on Thursday and finishing on Saturday evening, with a total of 15 stages and 384 competitive kilometres. The opening ceremony returns to its natural home in 2014, back in Monte Carlo's Place du Casino. The real action gets underway on day one and sees some classic stages. A total of 6 tests, including the 25-kilometre run from Orpierre to Saint-André-des-Rosains. Day 2 takes in 5 stages and 178 kilometres and includes 2 legendary Monte stages, Vitrolles and Selenay. You can expect extreme conditions at the top of the cols, which in the past have claimed some serious machinery. Saturday marks the final day, and what a way to finish. Down to Monaco for La Bolène and Sospel, run once during the day and again at night. The spectacular Col de Torini, tackled in the hours of darkness, is a sight to behold and will bring the curtain down on this year's Monte. But don't be fooled by all the glitz and glamour. The mountains may boast stunning views, but they're home to some of the toughest tarmac roads in the world. Snaking their way up and down mountain passes with ever-changing grip levels, the drivers are tested to the limit of their abilities. Undoubtedly, the key characteristic to Rallye Monte Carlo are the surface changes. Over the course of just one stage, a driver could tackle dry tarmac, sheet ice, slush and snow. Being able to adapt your driving style to the grip levels is crucial, along of course with choosing the right rubber.
Typical, we can experience black ice, frost, snow, dry tarmac, humid. It's always a very challenging rally, and majority of the time you always find yourself on a compromise setup and compromise on the tyres.
We can start a stage on dry tarmac, and after 5 to 10 kilometers we can be with snowbanks and the road completely covered with ice and snow. So I think it's just the way the conditions are changing, and I mean all the tire choices we need to make, it's making it incredibly difficult.
Michelin will once again supply tyres to this year's manufacturer teams and arrive in Monte Carlo with 4 compounds to choose from. A soft and super soft tarmac tyre, along with a non-studded snow tyre. And in the case of extreme weather conditions, a studded snow option is also available. Joining the start list in Monte Carlo, and not to be overlooked, is WRC veteran Francois Delacour. He finished a very creditable 6th on his last Monte outing in 2012. While the main change to this year's format is the decision to drop the qualifying stage, which previously decided the day 1 start order. Instead, the drivers will begin each rally in championship order before running in reverse rally classification on days 2 and 3. For gravel events in particular, this regulation change should encourage some fantastic battles over the course of the weekend. That means Sébastien Ogier will kickstart this year's 2014 World Rally Championship. He's never won in Monte Carlo, and that's a statistic he wants to change. And with no Sébastien Loeb, the undisputed king of Monte with 7 victories in total, who's next in line to fill his boots.
I think from my perspective, it's a rally which I'm doing for the 2nd time, but I have not a lot of experience on this event, and I think we'll have to push Chris to do that.
It would be nice to try and challenge and build on that for the future, and you know, we're all in this sport as factory drivers to try to become World Rally Champion, and I'm no different.
Well, Mikko, I think he's got a very good understanding of all the conditions. He's done it enough years to now understand what the event can throw at it. So I think he will be quite comfortable, and I know he'll adapt very quickly back to the car. So, I mean, he will just be able to go and do his own rally, and we'll really be going to try and get the best possible result that he can.
The objective in the team in Monte Carlo and in every rallies is to take a good experience for next year. We need to take the start from Monte Carlo for learn the car, for learn the team, and if the car and everybody can do some podiums, it will be interesting.
The countdown to Rallye Monte Carlo and this year's 2014 World Rally Championship is almost over. Hyundai are back. Can they do the unthinkable on their first WRC event in over a decade and knock Volkswagen off the top step? Will Citroen's new pairing restore some French faith, or can the Heaven and M Sport partnership once again reign supreme? Join us in Monte Carlo to find out. Until then, it's goodbye.